the U.S. Supreme Court to take up major abortion rights challenge. So this is, geez. I was watching a lot of videos about this morning, and I started to get stressed out. Okay, so on May 17th, the United States Supreme Court agreed to a showdown over abortion in a case that could dramatically change nearly 50 years of laws on abortion rights. A fundamental question in this case is about viability, specifically whether a fetus can survive independently at 15 weeks. So this comes out of a law in Mississippi, which we will get into in a second. The only abortion clinic still operating in Mississippi conferred evidence that viability is impossible at 15 weeks. The appeals court said that the state admitted that it had no medical proof that a fetus would be viable at 15 weeks. Viability, or the point at which babies are more likely to survive outside of the womb, occurs at approximately 24 weeks of pregnancy. But the state of Mississippi claims that viability is an arbitrary standard that doesn't take sufficient account of the state's interest in regulating abortion. The Mississippi law would grant exceptions to the 15-week ban in the case of medical emergencies or critical fetal abnormality. Doctors violating the ban would face compulsory suspension of their license. So before we get into this, I want to set the stage a little bit. So in 2018, and again, law and legal stuff confuses me. So if I say something wrong and you want to correct me, just please let me know. My understanding is that in 2018, Mississippi passed this law that abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy or past conception would be banned and illegal. So currently there is only one clinic in the entirety of Mississippi that actually performs abortions. And if you look at this building, it is fortified. Like, it is, the way that it's fortified lets you know how serious of an issue it is. It's like it's a little castle, which makes me so scared, because that shows you how dangerous this is there. Anyways, so they passed this law, and this law was blocked by lower courts because it is in blatant violation of the precedents set by Roe v. Wade in the 1970s and Casey versus Planned Parenthood in the 1990s, where basically our standard of abortion law in America is that you cannot get an abortion when the fetus could survive outside of the mother. Well, Mississippi banned Marcia saying viability with support or without support. That's not entirely clear to me, just to be honest. So they put this ban, which is unconstitutional according to the precedent set by the Supreme Court. And it has been going through the lower courts, which have predominantly maintained the decision of Roe v. Wade and Casey versus Planned Parenthood, until it got to the Supreme Court level. And the Supreme Court actually did agree to hear this case. Now, a lot of analysts I were watching who are talking about this were saying that this legislation was specifically designed to go up against Roe v. Wade. For those who are unaware, that's the landmark case that basically made abortion federally recognized, legal across the country. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so they were shocked that they decided to hear this case in the first place because it so blatantly goes against precedent. And they were talking about how this bill was designed to challenge Roe v. Wade, to get it up to this level. There are so many different things that go into this. I mean, there's the level of the fact that we are going to have 3 of the Trump-appointed judges ruling on this case. We now have a conservative majority in the Supreme Court when this is coming up. So this won't be heard until next term, which I believe begins in October. And it won't likely the oral arguments probably won't begin until the spring of next year. But this is going to be a huge problem because it completely changes our understanding of when abortions are okay. And if my understanding is that it would not completely remove Roe v. Wade, but it would change a lot of things on the state level. So there would no longer be this, and guys, I'm not a lawyer. This kind of stuff confuses me. There would not be the same federal level of protection. It would now be up to individual states to set these abortion rules. And some of them could be very extreme. Like something we're probably going to talk about next week is that in Texas, the governor recently signed into law a bill that bans abortion, I think after, it's called like a heartbeat bill. So as soon as a heartbeat appears in the fetus, which I think could be as early as a few weeks.
Who gives a crap about heartbeat? These people are just like, why is this still a discussion? Who gives a crap about fetuses? They're not self-aware. Nobody should care. Why is this a discussion in the most advanced country on the goddamn planet? Like so-called apparently advanced, most advanced. Like, yeah, God, why can't we move on? It's just a bunch of cells. You know what we should do? I propose we make a lab that makes millions of little fetuses all the time, and as soon as the heartbeat shows up, it just kills it all over and over again. Like 1,000 of them each every day, just so they'll be like, he can't do anything with just out of spite. Okay. Oh, actually, I have a better solution. Here's my solution. Here. Do it at home abortion kits that at some point, not now, I know it's dangerous. I know it's dangerous right now, but one day, not now. Don't do it now. Don't do it right now. It's extreme dangerous. But I'm hoping one day we get to a place, right, where we're going to have, you could order on Amazon a machine that just is connected to the internet, and like a doctor from India or somewhere can monitor that you're healthy and everything, and it's just very, very clean, very like safe, right? And then you just sit on it and you press a button and it just goes inside, takes the fetus, blends it, liquefies it, and then it sits on top of the like you put the machine on top of the toilet, right? And it's just like you don't even see it. It just goes in, takes care of it, and blends it, and then you flush it down the toilet. You don't feel anything, and you could you don't even have to worry about getting pregnant anymore. You could get pregnant as many times you want, and every time you don't feel like it doesn't really matter what point of the pregnancy you're in. You could be like very late stage. It doesn't matter. The machine will take care of it for you. It's very safe, very healthy. Make this happen. Fetus blending machine. Make it happen, so that you don't have to worry about not having abortion clinics and something like that. Scientists, this machine will make it. I will donate to. You don't even have to give me credit. Okay. I'm not trademarking it. Go make this a thing. Remove the patent on it so that the whole world could take advantage of it. It will save the planet. Okay, family planning around the world. It will save everything. It doesn't matter if your country is bans that are like send these machines, save the country, especially countries that have abortion laws against abortion, secretly make it so that they could print it. Okay, put the have 3D printing machines, right? So people could go online and they just make it at home, right? I don't know, something, okay? Or import it illegally into countries that they have anti-abortion laws and send it to all, liberate all women, liberate women by sending them liquefying fetus machines around the world, okay? Liquefy the fetuses. It's it will save the planet. It will save, again, I'm not saying population control is not an issue everywhere. Some countries need higher populations, but planning when the families if they want to have baby, if they could plan it, that will really help, especially countries where they're suffering from poverty. Family planning is important. Have a baby when you want it. When you don't, guys, if you don't want to have a baby and you're pregnant, you don't have to worry about, oh, but the baby is healthy. No, it's not a goddamn baby. It's a fetus. Okay, it's not a goddamn baby. It's a fetus. Okay, and you don't need to be oh, am I financially secure enough to be able to take care of it? No, it doesn't matter. If you just don't feel like it, you shouldn't be a parent. Okay, if you're halfway pregnant and you like, you know what, I changed my mind, I don't want to have a baby, I am completely capable of being a parent, I'm financially secure, I have a partner that could support me, but I don't feel like it. That's all you need to be able to get rid of the completely nuke the baby. Okay, just liquefy the baby. It doesn't really matter. Eliminate that thing. It's not
nuke the baby.
Not the fetus. You're right. Nuke the fetus. Okay.
You know, I don't even have to respond to that. I would just like to ask the live chat what they think of Armin's creative solutions to this legislation on this episode. He's had several creative solutions.
blend the fetus, liquefy it, and actually don't flush it down the toilet. Maybe use it in your garden. Maybe, I don't know. Like it's organic material. Grow some plants with it. It's a lot of good material there. I don't know, but do something. But it's better than having a baby. It's better than bringing a baby into the world when you're not feeling to be a parent. Okay, fetus lives don't matter. Liquefy the fetuses. Put it in your garden. Grow some plant with it.
Yeah. Okay? Oh my God. So yeah, that we were talking about this last night, and the first time you said this to me, I lost it.
Yes, for fertilizers. Fertilizers, exactly.
I hate you guys. I hate everyone.
No, people agree with me. Fetus lives don't matter. Fetus lives don't matter. Make this hashtag. Me and Susanna have been kicked out of Twitter, so we can't do this. Go and make this trend on Twitter. Fetus lives don't matter.
I want to talk about something.
Hashtag fetus lives don't matter. Hashtag liquefy fetuses.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm really worried about how this is going to play out. So wait, there was a really good comment by Rabid Atheist that I want to highlight. Let me see if I can find it. Because this is a very complicated issue that I'm not like extremely well versed in, but my understanding is that there are several states that have these so-called trigger laws that are basically laws that would put really tight restrictions on abortion if any challenge to Roe v. Wade was attained. Here we go from the Rabid Atheist saying, if this goes through, it becomes a states' rights issue again. It would gut Roe v. Wade on a practical level. And this is what I wanted to highlight. Exactly. So there would be these trigger laws in many states where as soon as there was any changes to the standard or the precedent set by Roe v. Wade or Casey versus Planned Parenthood, that there would be these trigger laws that immediately put into effect these insanely tight restrictions on abortions. And then we already have a lot of state variation in abortion rights or accessibility. It should be your right everywhere, but it's a lot of a problem is of accessibility to it. So that's already a wide problem that varies throughout the states, but it would become even worse. So like me in California, I would have very loose and liberal restrictions if anything was to happen to the status or the precedent set by Roe v. Wade. Like my life would probably be unaffected, but that wouldn't be the case for people in other states. It could really damage their life. And this is a whole different thing, but like abortion is actually really good for the economy. Not even like in the immediate, but in future generations, it benefits the economy. And it's just, this is such a disaster waiting to happen on so many levels. It will leave so many women to go have abortions that are dangerous. Oh, by the way, I didn't give a firm label on Armin's idea. I mean, I know he said in a hypothetical future where it is completely safe. Okay, right now, doing anything like that is not safe.
Yes,
okay.
I said don't do it yourself now. I'm saying technology advances eventually when you have a machine that you put at home. No, I definitely don't do it. Of course not. God damn it. Of course.
It's worth
cl-
repeating.
I clarified it like 10 times. So like, yeah, of course, don't do it at home. It's absolutely. In fact, these laws are putting women's lives at risk because some people might be so desperate that they are going to do it at home. My mom, actually, before she had me, she did it herself. And she was a college student, and she almost died bleeding. If she wasn't found in her dorm room, like she had, her entire mattress was filled with blood, and she passed out from bleeding. And if the people didn't find her, she would have died before she had me. So yeah, my mom actually had like, oh yeah, this was early after the revolution in Iran. And she really wanted an abortion, and she went to so many doctors. And at that time, it was so dangerous for any doctor to even attempt this. Every single one of them refused her. But the last doctor told her, like, I'm not going to do this, but if you want to do it yourself, this is how it's done. And the doctor actually recommended, like, this is how you use a coat hanger or whatever. And my mom went home, went to her university dorm. She was a nursing student back then, and she did it herself. And she says she's remembered that when she flushed the toilet, she saw that she hated seeing that fetus like go round and round before it went down. And then she started bleeding, and she almost died. So yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's literally a nightmare. And that will be the lives of so many more women. Because it's already a reality for many women in, for example, Mississippi, where there is only one clinic where it's basically armored, like there's a federal like money printing press in there or something. It's terrifying. And I would also like to highlight, by the way, that this ban in Mississippi even outlaws abortion in the case of rape or incest. That is, you're not allowed to get an abortion in the case of rape or incest under this law. It's so screwed up. It is so screwed up.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Anyways, let's move
I
on.
am going to be following this closely, and
Thank you.
we won't see how things evolve until later when oral arguments are heard. But guys, I'm worried. I'm really worried.
Hey guys, if you're a fan of blasphemy and sexy Kali, like me, then that means that you probably want more blasphemous art. Well, I have good news for you. If you subscribe to our newsletter, link in the description below, then you get a free booklet of some of the tastiest blasphemous art available today. So, if you want some of this delicious blasphemy, and we're so generous that we update it for you guys weekly for free, all you have to do is sign up for our newsletter below. You can also go to blasphemousart.com/ebook. That's blasphemousart.com/ebook. Sign up with your email, and you get free gifts of this tasty blasphemy. What could be better? So make sure you sign up. Link below.